Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a smooth transition back into the school year. So something I want to talk to you guys about is priorities. Now recently I was feeling really overwhelmed with everything that was on my plate. And then the more I thought about what was about to be on my plate once school started, I got even more overwhelmed, and I was feeling a little stressed out and just trying to figure out how I was going to do everything that I do. And so feeling overwhelmed, I took it to God and I started praying. And I began to list out everything that I do. And by the end of that list, I realized that there is nothing that I do that is not a priority. Now, what are your priorities? Maybe you're a working parent and your priorities are to be able to help your kids with their homework and cook a decent meal, right? And anything that doesn't involve that is just extra. Now, if you can get to those extras, score. But if not, no big deal, because it wasn't part of your priorities in the first place, right? Maybe you're a mom with a newborn baby and a clean house is just not a priority. But what is keeping that baby fed and making sure you are getting some sleep. Maybe you're a student and parties are not a priority, but passing your classes and getting good grades, those are your priorities. Philippians 3:14 says, I press on toward the goal to win the prize. Okay? So we all have these goals. We all have these priorities that should be in place. So here's what I want you to do, because it's so key. The decisions you make now are going to affect your future. Okay? So here's what I want you to do. Write out everything that you do on a daily and weekly basis. Okay? Begin to cross out things that are not a priority. And don't focus on those. Now, maybe on that list, maybe there are things that are a priority, but they're not on that list. Maybe you haven't started doing them yet, but you need to. Add them onto the list. But just hone in. By the end of the list, all you should have before you are priorities. Your priorities in line. Don't focus on anything else outside of that, and just hone in and focus on what is the goal. Now, here's another thing. It may be important, like that clean house we talked about. A clean house is important, but maybe the season you're in is just not a priority. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So it could be important, but just because it's important doesn't mean it's a priority right now. So just focus on the priorities, okay? And understand and give yourself room, because there are going to be days, you're going to have high days where you're going to be like, yes, I accomplished this. I scored because I even got to the extras that I wanted to do, right? Like, oh, I just took on the day. But then you're going to have your low days where you're just struggling to get through the day. Priority is not the highs. That is not your goal. Your goal is to not have a high every single day. That's not real. That's not reality. But the priority, your goal, is to just focus and make sure you're staying focused on those priorities. And it may also just be a matter of rescheduling your priorities. As you are removing things from your list or adding things to your list, you're going to have to figure out what is my schedule going to look like? Because what works for you in one season is not necessarily going to work for you in this season. So look at your list and reschedule, move things around to figure out, how am I going to fit all of this in a daily or weekly basis? And start today. Start today, because there's no time like the present time. See you guys soon. Wait, hold on. Oh gosh, what was I saying?
We're busy.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Oh, you can't record that way though.
Yeah, I can.
It has to be long. I mean, it has to be wide.